Right. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Angela Miller, Concordia Consularis, the Spiritual and Business Agency of Peace, and the lovely Harrison, who's going to be reporting back on the events that occur in this next level spiritual court of equity. So there's been a lot of hoo-ha, as you'd expect, propaganda. But today we're just going to look at what has happened following on from last week's Spiritual Court of Equity, where all souls performed a spiritual resolution to say no more and resulting in a ceasefire of sorts. So let's investigate the next level. Harrison, how are you doing? Oh, we've got a bit of a delay.
Oh, I was speaking on mute.
Oh.
Um, I'm so happy to be here today. Looking forward to the outcome of the court today. Our last court, we went very deep, looking into the issues affecting what we would have termed as a major war that was gonna escalate into uh huge and larger things. But right now we have ceasefire. But some parties are still violating the ceasefire, even if you are calculating, you are saying we're in a ceasefire kind of a situation. So we are gonna look into the court and see what the court is gonna decide, and we make our free-willed choices that is gonna propel humanity forward past this embedded memory of war that has been with us for eons of time. And it's a tough memory, very difficult to forget because it has a very lasting traumatic impression on each and every single person that goes through this kind of emotional charge that comes with wars and what is associated with that.
Well said, well said. And I think every soul on this planet would agree with that, apart from the odd few that we encounter. Anyway, so we'll open the spiritual court of equity. All star lineages, invited, spirit of earth, all souls, all ancestors present in this sacred council of us all. And we're also inviting in those that were present with this resolution, new groups, new faces, new governments, new methods, those that control from behind the scenes. And what is happening is that everybody is presenting now who is involved in this scene. And you'll see this in the media. You will see the expressions on their human faces, human like faces, should I say. And everything is being revealed. How you move forward as a soul on this earth is important. Your intention is important. Your action is important. So, without further ado, let's just have a look at the current state of this spiritual court of equity, Harrison.
Yeah.
Now, how are the souls looking from last week?
Um, I'm just being shown a very troubling kind of image right now. It's like when you have a huge crowd of people and then the dust is settling and there's a set sunset happening. So it's like the evening, the timings, I would say it's around evening when the sun is setting. And there's this dust making everything look brown because of the dust that's being caused here. And you can feel the heaviness, the tiredness of people. It's like they have been working on a very, very long journey and they are just yearning for that moment of refreshment they can take where they can take a sip of water, rest their feet for a while so that they can continue moving on with the journey. This is the kind of feeling that I'm getting from the quote as of now.
So everybody's tired.
Yep.
Okay. So let's have a look at what the intentions are of those that were involved with this last time. That's all the different groups.
What I'm getting is that it's like there's a lot of strategizing happening behind the scene. At the face of it, it's been broadcasted as a ceasefire, but behind the scene, it's like there's this strategizing of where some people believe this war can be winnable,
Mm-hmm.
where they can even escalate it into other deadlier weapons than what they are using today.
Yeah.
So what I would say when I look at this clique of these people, it's like um you'd say that these are the extremist um kind of people where they are in the extreme ends of whatever duality that you might be experiencing right now. If you have You can have one being that is extremely dark on one end, another being is extremely on the light on the other end,
Yeah.
but they are all doing nefarious stuff.
Fingers in all pies, I would say.
I- yeah, so where each side believes that they are doing the world a favor, but in reality, it's all serving one purpose that is the agenda that is being pushed here from another angle that's happening. So I think this is where I'm getting the tiredness of the people because this game has been played for such a long time. The same thing are repeated, not in maybe not in the same sequence as they happened a while back or a long time ago, but it's the same thing, the same ideology, the same perceptions, the same experiences.
Yeah.
And it's like they're being replayed in a loop and
Yeah.
everybody is has had enough of this and what they feel what majority of the people feel or the position where they have is that from their own free will they have rejected this, but laws that have been are being manipulated are used to continue to push this agenda because um, right now the war that we are seeing, it all comes back down to finances and who is financing who. And the governments that what we could call the governments right now have found a very unique way of harvesting that financial
Yeah.
energy
Yeah, they
and
have.
and reinvesting it in this dragon of war.
Yeah.
And they beat the drums of war, propel propaganda out there, where they beat people to into emotions where they have to pick sides, and being neutral is not an option for them.
Yes, it's really what's going into the back pocket. But I just want to
Yeah.
ask you a random question. What is creating the loop, the feedback loop?
What I'm seeing, it's like the way things are just are. It's like when I try to look back, it's like it doesn't have an end, doesn't have a beginning. It's like a system was created where it just loops you into a cycle of things
Who
where you
created
forget
it?
the
Just going to bring them
memory.
in. This will tell us who created this loop and inserted false memories it and other memories and exacerbate other memories into this projection of light. Who's involved with that then? And I just want to bring them in.
What I'm getting, um, it goes long, long way back, but it was amplified during the Anunnaki's time and then perfected by the reptoids, where it started as an idea long, long
Yeah.
ago, eons of times back when
Mhm.
the dark beings were roaming freely, doing whatever they wanted. And then during the time of the Anunnakis, it's like they expounded on that idea. And then the reptoids found ways to polish now this idea that completely looped
Yeah.
people into a cycle of servitude, where even the memory itself of the origin of this event ever existed has been erased. So you don't know you're in a loop.
You don't,
It's
you
like,
just keep doing it. It looks all familiar, but
yeah, the only thing that's constant is this tiredness of the soul that comes through. It's like you
horrible,
have
isn't it?
no, it's like it reaches a point when a person just starts to ask themselves the real honest question. They find they're just tired.
Yeah.
They are beaten up. They don't know anything else to do other than what they are doing.
Yeah, look, it takes a lot of energy to sustain that, a lot of soul
Yeah.
energy from others. But look, can you describe that dark, uh, uh, anthroposic energy that's stepped clearly into the courtroom?
Um,
It seems to be having problems in light, let's say.
the image that was being shown, or so that I can try to figure out this thing. Um, it was being shown to be like there's this movie called Spider-Man. I don't know which if it's Spider-Man 3, and there's this, I think they call it Venom or whatever. It's black, like black goo or something, that like a
Yeah,
parasite that comes over, where Spider-Man puts some metal bars around and then start creating some frequency, and it starts pulling off. This is the kind of the imagery that I'm
yeah.
seeing.
It's sort of like that. It really is. And what does it do to the light in people?
What happens as it starts, it comes as a way of amplification, like showing you another way of life. And given the curiosity and the exploratory nature of mankind, they start to test the waters. Like, You could be enjoying a very good sandwich, and then somebody decides to add some new spices in the sandwich, and you feel it's more sweeter, and this is how it begins. And before you know it, you are drawn inside the entire loop of this gooish kind of thing, and overshadows your light, and it no longer shines. And now you are co-opted into whatever agenda it is, because it takes the driver's seat and kicks your soul in the
Right.
back seat.
And that is exactly what it is attempting to do to me personally right now. So
Uh,
we're just going to have it cleaned up, let's say, and removed to a safer distance for all of humanity. Yeah, a few choice words would get into that, but look, that's,
y- you are disappearing. I can't hear you well.
oh, right. Well, we suspected we would have problems with broadcast today. But it's being removed out of the court and everything's being cleaned up because it is, as you say, very ancient. It evolved in a time when there wasn't, I don't know how it managed to actually move through the energies of ancestral energies on Earth, because some of it is reminiscent of second density, real low frequency vibes. But anyway, thanks.
Yeah, what I'm being shown, or one of the theories that has been fronted out there, how it has moved is, if you look into every single culture, or a group of people,
Yeah,
you'll find they have a set of ideas and
yeah,
norms that they live within.
yes,
But within those norms and the laws they have created for themselves, you'll find elements who want to break that law, even if it's for the
yeah,
benefit of the entire tribe.
yes,
Like, you could have one person who loves leadership so much, but because of the evil that's within them, the tribe has rejected their leadership
mm,
role. So this person ends up collaborating with a neighboring tribe to come and create mayhem and chaos, and through that finds a window so that they can become a leader. But through them ascending into leadership, they have killed a whole lot of people. And this is how it has evolved, because it will always find elements within people who want to circumvent, um, explore, and find shortcuts in
yes,
experiences and realities that they have not yet owned up full responsibility for those actions they are doing.
yes, exactly. And it is a cycle. They've been put into that cycle, and it doesn't look too good on them breaking that cycle. So,
Yeah.
can you tell me what's happening to that energy of clouding the soul lineages, let's say?
So the first thing that's happening is the identification part, or the deflagging part, where the soul itself is made aware of what's happening. Because what I'm getting is that this activity must be done by the soul, so that it can have the experience of recognizing it if it ever returns again. Because in the reality where we are living in, things change quite fast. So there's that first part of learning and deflagging what's happening. And then the next phase is where the removal of this energy is taking place, where I can see over 99% of the souls want it gone. But there's that 1% who believe that it is a part and parcel of them and it helps them to be better. And they even coming quite strong saying this is their free will, we should not interfere with them. And
Well, that's okay, but I'm going to put it to
yeah.
them like this. I'm just going to show them with the full psychic delivery of all knowingness. I'm going to show them the path with it and the path without it. And that they are not behaving as a collective. It's everybody, not just them. And do they agree with that? I'm also just showing them how much it hasn't served them.
What I'm getting this is still the core part of the remnants of even what was happening in our first court, where there are these kind of beings that they have just surrendered themselves into the left path, if you'd call it that way. And that's what they want to do. So for me, what I'm asking the court is that if this is their free will choice and that's the direction they want to take, the only reason they are making this choice it's because its effect is not gonna reach them because they believe they're doing it to other people. So I'm asking that they be secluded in a place where they can be able to learn it by themselves without looping the entire
Yeah, because
people who have chosen to be away from that.
yes, those programs are the looping itself through the DNA memories of the people.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that most people who allow and tolerate this and they fight for this and they will even die for this cause, they do it because they believe they're not doing it to themselves, they're doing it to the other people. It's not gonna affect their children, it's not gonna affect them. But if what they are doing to other people is done to them, they break very easily and
Yes,
they crumble. And the only way for them to learn is if a separate reality is set aside where they can just experience that on their own
yeah,
without looping the entire humanity, because that's how they get away with some of these things.
see, on
Yeah.
behalf of, yeah. Okay. You can feel that moving free. Right. Well, what do you see now?
I think this is the area that had remained,
Yeah.
and what you're being told about the war, it's like right now we are in a kind of a stalemate, but the game of chess is still being played.
Okay. So where's the board?
It's spread between, I would say it's spread between realities where a piece of it is spread in, I would say predominantly in like 3 continents, where these people at a deeper level, they are beating the drums of war. But what they are worried of is humanity no longer wants this war. So that it's like they are lacking the energy. Yes, they have the financial power to finance it, but they are lacking the soul energy to push it through to
Yeah.
whatever levels they want. Now that's the challenge. This is why they have put this stalemate to gauge. Number wants this was of it's and it's like they want to test the waters first, and then from there they can be able to make the decision, because if they test the waters first and see people are for this war, it will give them more grit, it will give them more boldness, and they'll be able to start making or start taking actions to even beat bigger drums of war. So it's like they are watching to see how humanity is reacting to what is happening.
So there are tremendous energies clearing back.
Yep.
And really the pauses are reflect the volume of these energies. But they are being literally swept out of all matrix chessboards as we speak. Projections, false realities, false timelines. And it's noted for any sticking points. Yeah, look, that's all going out quite nicely from what I can feel. What do you
Yeah.
reckon? What do you think?
Yeah, I think today the energies have moved a little bit more faster. It's like we're still building on that, and we need to come back and build on that level
Yeah,
to crack the final lead. Because right now what we are seeing, it's like it's where people have exchanged a couple of fists and slaps and kicks, and everybody is a little bit bruised, so they are picking up themselves to gauge how strong they are before they throw another punch. That's the kind of situation where we are in.
yeah.
And if it now goes back, it will be even more deadly than what we have seen. But if it
Mm,
stops now, there are some things that are gonna cascade down to even bring more awakening among the people, more knowingness to the people, where people are gonna reject these kinds of forced evolution way of thinking.
It
Like,
literally is forced evolution way of thinking.
yeah.
Literally that. And I'm pretty sure that everybody here doesn't want that.
Nope. Nobody wants that.
Nobody,
You know,
nobody.
nobody wants to wake up into a red planet because you all nuked each other to death. Or,
Yeah, that would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it?
yeah, or even all these crazy rich billionaires who are building bunkers down there. I'm just asking them, how long do they think they are gonna live there when the fuel starts running out? Or the engineers, they think they are gonna bring down with them, they die off. Like, how long can they sustain the system?
Yeah, before system starts crumbling. Well, if we
Yeah.
observe the system now, let's just look at it as an overview in time and no time in the unseen. What do you see in the unseen?
Well, it is doing its own systematic things that it does. Um, but most importantly, it's like um this embedded form on each and every single human being on the planet where it loops in and interlopes and interacts with each and every single person on at different levels, sustaining itself through parasitic ways.
That's it, sustaining itself through parasitic ways. So that is the giant organism that is, no?
Yeah.
So let's see what we can do about that. It's planetary, I believe.
Yeah, I think one thing that would really, really hamper it, and what I'm getting even here in the quote, it's an event that's gonna come sooner than later.
Yeah,
It's when people lose their faith on the financial system. If that
yes,
thing comes, the system can no longer survive because nobody would want to serve it. There's no reward in
there
serving
isn't.
it. Yeah, because right now, the only reason why people are serving this system, it's because there's monetary reward and
Yes,
punishment
yes,
and then enforcement. And the only way though that enforcement is happening is because there's a monetary reward for that. And the moment that monetary reward goes, punishment goes with it, and there's no enforcer of this system. So it becomes difficult and challenging to maintain it. And this is why you're gonna see nations fracture. And let's just hope it doesn't deteriorate into cocoons of tribal people who live the strongest take up the mantles of society, and it even becomes worse than what we have now. And I'm also seeing that as a possibility before everybody shifts to the next thing.
yeah. There's just a tiny bit more calibration to go on. It's like hot iron. Okay, can you describe and report what's happening now, please?
I'm getting there's this like upload happening to the people where it's like they will know the right time when to step out of the system and the steps to make. Um, because I'm being shown at another level where most people in in the regions where they are closer to nature,
Mm,
they are building system that will be more sustainable for them without the overreach of some of these systematic issues that come through, like they are having their own water system. They are coming up with ways where they can have their own lighting systems.
mhm,
They are creating their own medicinal items or things that they can be able to heal themselves, and even they're even understanding, and even they're even going even a step further where they're using frequencies to cure some of these nagging and persistent diseases that humanity has. And it's like there's this technology out there waiting to be just unleashed. It's already discovered and refined. It's just being suppressed.
Yeah.
But before we get there, now that's where the challenge is, because this is where the small group of people, um they are ruling with an iron fist, and it's like they tend to put projection that this they are these superpowers who can do anything they want. So while if you are like one person trying to go against them, it becomes extremely difficult for you to maneuver. But
Mm-hmm.
when you move in as a collective who share the same core values, it's very easy to override it. But if you are one person trying to go against them, trying to bring some of these things that will be more beneficial to humanity, it's super challenging. It's not, I'm not saying it cannot be achieved, but you're gonna go through fire, if I can put it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Going through fire. It need not be like that. So look, any misrepresentation of the truth is always going to be projected outside of you. Any presentation of truth, not misrepresentation, presentation of truth is going to come from the resonant frequency of your spirit, heart and soul. That is your focus for the elimination of these ideas that you've received that are not yours. And that's
Yep.
going to be the easiest way. Everything else is just resistance. And we can either do it the easy way or the hard way.
Yep.
Bottom line, and people can
Mm.
put as much woo on it as they want. It just comes back to the very basic core truths of existence in every single one of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, so folks, dig down deep inside, find that stillness, that 0 point, right, and start filtering out all this BS. Release everything from past that does not serve you from all times, these times, and any other times that have haunted you with in your experience today. Yeah, look, it's maintaining that stillness, that distortion free you amidst the chaos that is projected on repeat terms, really. And
Mm.
the rest is just fun and enjoyment and peace and exploration and learning who you are and what you're doing. And when other things start interfering with that side of things, that's when you really know you got problems, right? You cannot
Yeah.
go forward without micro focus on what you're here to do and eliminate all other distractions. And that's your personal path to eliminate distractions, things that get in the way of what you need to do, how you're living. And we've sort of just ended up there for no reason. Oh, hello, spiritual port of equity. Are we closed yet?
Yep.
Like the
Yeah, we are
drive at
done for
3
today.
a.m. This bar closed.
Yep.
Oh, right. So look, it's all pretty peaceful. I reckon next week when we reinvestigate level 3, I think I know what it is. We're going to be experiencing brujeria. I can see it already. But anyway, that will be taken care of because you don't want to be walking into that. So, lovely people, right? Stay focused in you, in your heart, live heart, be heart. You'll be fine. And have fun. And don't let any bugger grind you down in any reality, seen or unseen. Okay, any final words, Harrison, as I work out the exit?
I don't have any other words to add. I think you have said it. You have said it all.
Great. Okay. Love to all. See you next time. Live a